Sony's had a lot going on for itself in the last few days, but guess what? Today brings a little bit of some bad news, and I wish that it could be said that it was maybe angry fanboys that did it or something along those lines, but honestly, Sony kind of did this to themselves, and a lot of people are very much talking about this because it's worth talking about. And I realized that a lot of people would rather sweep it under the rug, let it go, but at the end of the day, it's up to us to hold these companies responsible for what they do. And you know what? It's one of those things that honestly I feel like should be talked about. Now, it doesn't matter if you have the game or if you play the game. We can't accept these type of situations from these companies, whether it be Microsoft or Sony or whoever, because at the end of the day, Microsoft and Sony are going to be doing more games as a service, more live service games, because they like to make money. And this is a business. People don't understand this, or they rarely understand it, that it's 100% all about business first for everybody in these companies. And they don't really care about our feelings. They don't care about anything like that. It's all about them making money. And that's basically what it comes down to. Now, listen, I'm not saying that Sony's a terrible company or that they don't care at all about their gamers or anything like that. What I am saying is that, you know, it's just one of those things that happens, and they need to kind of be reminded of where they come from and why they're looked at as such a great company by gamers. I want to get into the story. It's going to be a good one. Hey everybody, I'm Crap Gamer, and of course this is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice a few changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from leaving us a like and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It means the world to me. And if you do spend some free time with me, why not go ahead and leave us a like? That's pretty much the only thing I ask as somebody who takes a lot of time out to create content. Please like the videos. Now, this is interesting because Gran Turismo 7, the user score is the lowest in PlayStation exclusive history. Wow. So a lot of people were saying that maybe it was Xbox fanboys that were leaving negative reviews and low players reviews on this game, but no, Gran Turismo 7 has achieved the unfortunate accolade of having the lowest Metacritic score in Sony exclusive history. The score of 2.2, which is still failing and falling, puts it below the likes of Cool Borders 2001 on PlayStation 1. It's a sharp message from fans, and presumably some trolls at least, that Polyphony Digital has some work to do. The reception of Gran Turismo 7 was overwhelmingly positive up until this week, but a series of unforced errors have prompted the reputation of the simulation racer to plummet. Following a patch which adjusted the release's in-game currency payouts and then ultimately broke the game, fans have been taking to sites like Metacritic to review bomb the title. At the time, it commands a 2.5 out of 10 user score. But you know what? Hey, don't take my word for it. Take people's words for it. I think that people obviously are getting a little tired of paying money for these games and then having a ton of, things that you have to buy in addition to complete out your game. For example, like I'm reading this article and it says that the user score is, a 2 point something. I'm looking at the actual Metacritic score right now, and the user Metacritic score is a 1.8. I don't think I've ever seen anything that bad with over 6,500 ratings. And to be honest with you, like 4,000 of these ratings are purely negative, 100 or so are mixed, and only less than 500 positive reviews. So again, people are really kind of letting their feelings be known here. What's going on with this game? It's a bit of a shame because I feel like, it's one of those things that Sony should probably know better, So basically, with many of the harsher appraisals arriving in the past few days, if you're casual players like me, you are effed, one person wrote. Microtransactions are present and some cars are impossible to buy without real money or an insane grind. You cannot play the game without an internet connection. Another said, so the cars you cannot afford in real life are not affordable in this game. Don't buy any more Gran Turismo 7. Let them know that they will lose. This is a reference to series creator Mr. Yamaguchi's recent statement in which he said that he wants the price of in-game cars to reflect their value and rarity in real life. In a controversial statement, Mr. Yamaguchi explained, and I quote, In Gran Turismo 7, I would like to have users enjoy lots of cars and races, even without microtransactions. At the same time, the pricing of cars is an important element that conveys their value and rarity. So I do think it's important for it to be linked with the real world prices. I want to make Gran Turismo 7 a game in which you can enjoy a variety of cars lots of different ways, and if possible, would like to try to avoid a situation where a player must mechanically keep replaying certain events over and over again. Now, a patch this week reduced the payouts of popular farming spots by as much as half, potentially pushing players towards controversial microtransactions to top their currency. Now, Gran Turismo 7 allows you to pay real money for denominations of credit, which you can then use to purchase virtual vehicles. Now, it sounds like Polyphony Digital has plans to rebalance the game's economy as additional events and content, but obviously it can't outline its entire roadmap right now. They say, we will in time let you know the update plans for additional content, additional race events, and additional features that will constructively resolve this. It pains me that I can't explain the details regarding this at the moment, but we plan on continuing to revise Gran Turismo 7 so that as many players as possible can enjoy the game, and we would appreciate it if everyone could watch over the growth of Gran Turismo 7 from a somewhat longer term point of view. Of course, the situation has been helped by the fact that the patch released to revise the title's economy ended up breaking the entire game, taking the servers offline for over 30 hours. Polyphony Digital did a poor job of communicating exactly what was happening, and as the title requires an internet connection even for single-player content, it rendered a $70 racing game largely unplayable. It's now up to the Tokyo-based racer to restore goodwill. It feels like a long time ago now, but Gran Turismo 7 was well received when it released around 2 weeks ago, and the feedback has been unanimously positive since. We do think Polyphony Digital is going to come good in the end, but this week has proven a harsh lesson for the legendary team, which is, if you have a full $70 game, make it accessible to where people can actually earn the things that they can try to earn. Like, this is the problem that I would have now. I had thought about picking this game up. The problem was I was seeing so much negativity around the grind and things like that. Like, nobody wants to go and race the same thing over and over again like 200 times. I've seen other tweets and things like that where these people are fans of PlayStation and fans of the game, but they beat the main campaign in, 10 to 15 hours. They have 3 million credits, and some of these games are 40 million credits, right? So you could do the math. You're talking 50, 60 hours to get one of these legendary cars. It can be a little bit monotonous and a little bit ridiculous, and that is the point of contention for a lot of folks. So before you hate on me or hate on somebody else and say that it's just trolls or no PlayStation fans feel bad about this or upset about this, I would implore you to kind of think again, because clearly there are PlayStation fans who are thinking poorly about this, and there are PlayStation fans who are talking about this in a negative light because, hey, it is negative. They don't want to, pay all this money for the game and then continue to have to pay money for, microtransactions and things like that, or put literally hundreds of hours into these games. So, yeah, that is a bit of a problem, and we see a lot of people starting to speak out and things like that. The other thing is, which we've been seeing a little bit of this now, is the fact that it's kind of come to my attention when a lot of people will turn it into a fanboy thing, but Gran Turismo 7's official description suggests that players can sell cars, but they actually can't. Gran Turismo 7 cars can apparently be bought and sold according to the game's official description. One problem, players can't actually sell their games. According to this, folks over at MP First pointed out readers towards Gran Turismo 7's PlayStation Store page, which they've checked out, and it indeed states at the time of the writing that players can buy, tune, race, and sell your way through a solo campaign as you unlock new cars and challenges. And Gran Turismo 7's car prices and microtransactions have evoked backlash for players. For the uninitiated, Gran Turismo 7 requires excessive grinding and is pretty stingy with its credit payouts, making it unnecessarily cumbersome for players to purchase some cars without having to find out and fork out real money for them. Being able to sell cars would give players a way to raise funds, but the game doesn't allow that. What's particularly interesting is that there's one trophy, firm favorite, that requires buying the same car 10 times. This means that trophy hunters will be stuck with 10 of the same vehicles because they're unable to sell the car. Now, players are starting to claim that they have contacted Sony support and their local retailers for refunds, citing misleading advertisements. So, yeah, the fact that they're asking for refunds and things like that pretty much tells you all you need to know. It's really kind of a bad situation because the game itself looks good, but the problem is they kind of flubbed the after launch, the post launch, and now people are starting to realize it. I think the fact that none of the microtransactions were live for reviewers and then they didn't go live till after the fact is kind of a slimy move in my opinion. What do you guys think? Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up. As always, Crap Gamer 'em up. Crap Gamer out.